What would you do if your child vanished and you never stopped searching? Not for a year, not for 10 years, but for 32 years. This is the story of a mother who lost her 2-year-old son in 1988, who traveled across 10 provinces, who followed 300 false leads, who helped 29 other families reunite, while her own arms remained empty. For 32 years. Welcome to Reunion Archives. His name was Jia Jia. He was 2 years and 8 months old. His mother, Ling, called him her great one. She says, he was such a good boy, smart, obedient, curious about everything. Everyone who met him loved him. On weekends, Ling and her husband would take Jia Jia to the zoo or to one of the many parks in Xi'an, the ancient city where they lived. She remembers one trip clearly. Jia Jia spotted a bug on the ground. "Mama, a bug," he said, pointing. When they left the zoo, Ling noticed he was holding something in his little hand. The bug. He held it up to her face, giggling. Small moments, ordinary moments, the kind you don't treasure until they're all you have left. Ling worked at a trading company. Sometimes she had to travel for work. During harvest season, she'd visit suppliers outside the city. Her husband would watch Jia Jia while she was gone. In October 1988, she was on one of those trips. Then a telegram arrived. 6 words: emergency at home. Return immediately. She rushed back to Xi'an. Her manager met her with the news. "Your son is missing." She says, "My mind went blank. I thought maybe he was lost. I never imagined I wouldn't find him." Her husband explained what happened. He'd picked Jia Jia up from kindergarten. On the way home, he stopped at a family hotel, just for a moment, to get the boy some water. He left Jia Jia alone for 1 minute, maybe 2. When he turned around, the boy was gone. Ling thought he'd be found quickly. A kind person would bring him back. That's what she told herself. A week passed. No one brought him to the police station. She printed 100,000 flyers with Jia Jia's photo, distributed them at train stations, bus terminals, put ads in local newspapers. Nothing. She says, "My heart hurt. I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. I felt empty." Every time she saw his clothes, his tiny shoes, his toys, she would break down. At first, she blamed her husband. Then she realized they had to work together. But as the years passed, they spoke of little else. 4 years later, they divorced. But Ling never stopped searching. Every Friday afternoon, after work, she'd take a train to a nearby province, search all weekend, return Sunday night, back to work Monday morning. Whenever she heard about a boy who might be Jia Jia, she went, followed every lead, hundreds of them. One lead took her to a couple who had adopted a boy from Xi'an. She traveled for days, buses, remote villages, waiting until farmers returned from the fields. She found them. The boy wasn't hers. Another time, she tracked a couple to an apartment. The landlord said they'd left 2 days ago. She followed them city to city, hotel to hotel, finally found them. The boy wasn't Jia Jia. She says, "I was so sure. The disappointment crushed me. After that, I started hearing my son's voice in my ears, calling for me. My mother worried I would lose my mind. She'd wake up every morning thinking of him, dream of him crying, 'Mama, Mama,' like he used to when she left him. A doctor told her, 'I can treat your physical illnesses, but the illness in your heart, only you can heal that.'" She realized something that night. If she lost her mind, she couldn't search anymore. And if her son ever came home, he'd find a crazy mother. She decided she would control her emotions. She would focus all her energy on the search. Her sister packed away Jia Jia's clothes and toys. Seeing them broke Ling's heart every time. Slowly, Ling discovered she wasn't alone. Other parents in Xi'an had lost children too. They formed a network, spread across most of China, shared information, followed leads in different provinces. They helped each other, but no one found Jia Jia. Ling visited 10 Chinese provinces in her search. 19 years passed. Jia Jia had been gone for 19 years. Then Ling started volunteering with a website called Baby Come Home. It helped reunite missing children with their families. She says, "I didn't feel alone anymore. So many volunteers were helping us search. And even if I never found my son, I could help other children find their homes." In 2009, The Chinese government created a DNA database. Parents who lost children could register. Suspected kidnappings. It was a huge step. It helped solve thousands of cases. Ling noticed something. Most of the missing children she heard about were boys. Childless couples bought them, or families with only daughters, mostly in rural areas. Over 2 decades, through Baby Come Home and other organizations, Ling helped reunite 29 children with their parents. She says, watching those reunions, I would ask myself, why can't that be my son? But I felt happy for them and hopeful. If they could find their child, maybe I could too. Her aging mother never stopped reminding her. My mother died at 94 in 2015. But even before she passed, she kept thinking of Jia Jia. Once she told me she dreamed he came back. She said, it's been nearly 30 years. He should return now. As her mother lay unconscious before death, Ling whispered in her ear, Mother, don't worry. I will find Jia Jia. I promise. Her mother passed away on January 15th, according to the lunar calendar. It was Jia Jia's birthday. Ling says, I felt it was God's way of reminding me. Never forget the son I gave birth to. One died that day. One was born. Then, this year, May 10th, Mother's Day, a call from the Xi'an Public Security Bureau. Mayan has been found. Ling couldn't believe it. A month earlier, someone had told her about a man who'd been taken from Xi'an years ago. They gave her his adult photo. She gave it to police. They used facial recognition technology. The man lived in Chengdu, 700 kilometers away. Police convinced Ling to take a DNA test. May 10th, the results came back. A match. They tested again. Confirmed. Ling says, when the second test matched, I knew. My son was found. 32 years of waiting. Over 300 false leads. Finally over. The reunion was set for May 18th. Ling was nervous, terrified. Her son was a grown man now, married, running his own interior decoration business. She worried. Would he recognize her, accept her? Would he even want her hug? She says, I was so afraid. If my son refused my love after 32 years, that would hurt more than anything. The day came. China Central Television broadcast it live. Jia Jia walked into the hall. He saw his mother, and he ran to her mother. He cried, falling into her arms. Ling, Jia Jia, and his father, all crying together. Ling says, he ran to me just like when he was little. Afterward, she learned what happened. A year after his kidnapping, Jia Jia was sold to a childless couple in Sichuan province for 6,000 yuan, about $840 today. His adoptive parents named him Gu'er Ninging, raised him as their only child. He went to school, college, started his own business. Ironically, he'd seen Ling on television years ago, thought she seemed warm-hearted. When they showed a photo of her missing son, he thought the boy looked like him as a child, but he never reached out. The person who finally gave Ling the lead wants to remain anonymous. After the reunion, Jia Jia spent a month in Xi'an, alternating between his birth parents, looking at old photos, trying to reconnect with memories before age 4. But he doesn't remember anything. Ling says softly, that hurts my heart. My son has been back for a while now, but he still can't recall a single image from that time. One day they went to the mountains. On the way, Ling said, Jia Jia, let mama carry you. But she couldn't. He was too big now. She says, I thought, if only he could be little again. We could start over. Fill that 32-year gap. She told him, Jia Jia, you can be little again. Start from 2 years and 8 months, and mama will be 28. Let's live our lives again. But she knows. Reality is different. Jia Jia lives in Chengdu. Ling lives in Xi'an. People suggest she ask him to move back. She'd love that, but she won't complicate his life. She says, he's grown now. He has his own thoughts, his own life. He's married, has his own family. So I can only wish him well from afar. I know where my son is. I know he's alive. That's enough. They talk every day on WeChat. Ling says, his personality is so like mine. He cares about me so much. After all these years, he loves me. It feels like we were never apart. Jia Jia doesn't want interviews. Police won't release information about his adoptive parents. Ling hopes investigators are still working. She wants whoever took her son to face justice for 32 years of pain, for changing their lives forever. Now she focuses on making new memories. They've taken many photos together since reuniting. Her favorite, the one from their reunion or the next day at the park, mother and son, standing side by side, looking like reflections of each other. Finally happy, finally together. Ling says things have changed in China. Government efforts, media attention, child abductions have decreased, but many families are still searching. Many grown children still looking for birth parents. So Ling keeps working. She says, I will keep helping people find their families. 32 years she searched, 300 false leads, 10 provinces, 29 families she helped reunite while waiting for her own. And in the end, love won. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe to Reunion Archives for more emotional reunions. And let us know in the comments, what would you do if you searched for someone for 32 years? Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next story.